Manga-Waido.
I'm Keiichi Nakamura. I had a relatively good childhood, but then, just as I was about to start elementary school, my little brother Masaki was born. After that, my parents stopped paying attention to me. By the time he was in elementary school, they treated me like I was invisible. I got an A on language arts and math!
That's amazing, Masaki. And you're so handsome, too. Maybe you'll become an actor when you grow up.
He's a genius! How about a professor or a doctor? You can be anything you want, son. Thanks, Dad! Masaki was nothing like me. He was handsome, smart, and athletic. He had everything I didn't. My parents didn't even care about me anymore. Wow! I really wanted this game, Dad! Thanks! Of course, son. You deserve it. This isn't fair. Why does he get a brand new video game? I only got a workbook.
Because he gets much better grades than you do. Why can't you be more like him, Kichi?
They didn't want to buy me stuff? Fine! I'll just make my own money. When I was in high school, I started working at a convenience store near my house. I wasn't a big spender, so I was able to save up some money, but what the? Where did my DVD go? I put it right here! One day, my DVD went missing. Then Masaki came up to me and said, "You looking for your DVD?" Masaki! Where is it? Give it back! My friend said he wanted to borrow it, so I lent it to him. What? Go get it back! Now! I can't. He said he dropped it and broke it in half. What? Who cares? You work, right? Just buy a new one. I told my parents, but
You're his older brother. Stop whining.
needless to say, they took his side. I can't do this anymore! I had enough, so I talked to my grandparents and convinced them to let me stay with them for a while. I can't keep living with a thief! I'm out of here! Whatever you say, don't come back, loser! Ah! I ran away from home. If Masaki and my parents came to their senses and apologized to me, I might have thought about going back. But for the time being, I was out of there. But then, we're moving abroad.
Stay at Grandma's. You'll be living with them from now on.
What? What about Masaki?
Well, he's coming with us. Duh.
Yeah, he's gonna get a great education abroad. My family moved abroad, and they left me behind. I was shocked. I knew they didn't care about me, but I didn't know it was this bad. It took me a while to get over it, but then I realized something. Life without them was much better. I hated my family. My parents didn't want a high school dropout in their family, so they sent me money for tuition, and my grandparents were always there for me. I gotta get a good job and make Grandpa and Grandma proud. I worked hard. I got into a good college and landed a good job as a web marketer after graduation. It was a small company, but my colleagues were really nice to me. Life was good. A few years later, I had several clients of my own now. Work was a lot of fun. Mr. Nakamura, your idea to use social media to reach younger customers worked like a charm. Good to hear. I got something even better though. April Fool's is coming up. Yeah? Here, take a look at this. Many companies these days post fake ads on April Fool's Day to promote their businesses on social media. See? Oh, I see. Sounds fun. Yes, but the fake ad, you have to be really careful with the ad. If it offends or hurts someone, it can easily backfire on you, so I got some good ideas though. Here, take a look. Ah, thank you. My clients loved my ideas. Work was tough, but I really enjoyed it. I had everything going for me. Then, a few years later, Grandma called. She told me Masaki was back with my mom. He came back for college. They didn't call me directly or anything, so I just said, okay. I was living on my own now. I had a small apartment near my company, but I still visited my grandparents from time to time. On holidays, I took them on vacation to thank them for everything they've done for me over the years. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them, so it was the least I could do. Then, about 3 years later, we got this new client. My name is Susumu Arai. Nice to meet you. He was the CEO of a PR firm. His dad handed over the company to him a few years ago. Our company started out in PR magazines for big firms, so we have a lot of experience in paper media, but the internet? Not so much. I see. If you want to reach younger audiences, the internet is a must. Yeah. Many of our clients are asking us to help them use social media to promote their businesses. We did our best, but we thought it would be best to learn from the pro. His company needed people who knew about web marketing, and so he came to us for help. Let's start out by building a website for your target audience and open accounts on YouTube and social media. Sounds good. Mr. Arai was a fast learner, and he was open to new ideas. I really enjoyed working with him. We got along very well, too, and my boss saw that, so he made me the leader of the project. A year later, look, Mr. Nakamura, the web marketing sales are through the roof. Good to hear. We did it! It's all thanks to you, Mr. Nakamura. I couldn't have done this without you. I was really glad I could help. I still had some ideas, so I thought about telling him. But then he said something unexpected. Mr. Nakamura, will you come work for us? Me? Yeah. We want you to lead the web marketing department. We need someone like you. What? I wasn't expecting that. I was flattered. I loved my company. They taught me everything from scratch. But this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Maybe this is my calling. I gotta give it a try. I'm Keiichi Nakamura. It's nice to meet you all. So I decided to give it a shot. A few months later, I started working at Mr. Arai's company. He put me in charge of the web marketing department. The work was very rewarding. I came up with all kinds of new ideas to promote their clients' businesses. Sales were through the roof. Our company started getting media attention. And the pay was much better now. Finally, I could buy my grandparents nice things. I finally made it. But then, something unexpected happened. One day, I was at a client's company for a meeting. After the meeting was over, I was in the lobby resting. What the? Keiichi? What the? It was Masaki! He was wearing a suit! What the hell are you doing here, loser? It had been years, but he hadn't changed a bit. Long time no see. So you work here, huh? Yeah, unlike you, I graduated from the top university in the country, so... Ha! Good for you. Well, gotta go. Wow, why are you in such a hurry? Gotta work long hours to make ends meet, huh? Loser. Loser? You know where I work? Some marketing company, right? Grandma told me. Never heard of it, though. I used to, but... Whatever. I work at one of the biggest companies in the country. And guess what? I just got an offer from an even better company. Jealous? An offer? Yeah, from Wild Plus. It's all over the TV these days. You heard of them, right? He hadn't changed a bit. He was such a jerk. Ah, Wild Plus, huh? Yeah, jealous? Ha ha! In that case, you're not getting the job. Huh? I handed him my business card. What the? I got an offer from them too, actually. I'm a board member at Wild Plus. I'm in charge of the web marketing department. What? You? A board member? No way! And what offer? I didn't hear anything about that. Who contacted you? What? He sat down and said, I lied. I thought so. Look, the thing is, I messed up at work and they're making me quit soon. So I started looking for new jobs and one of the companies I applied to was Wild Plus. I got an interview there. Please, can you hook me up? Why did you lie to me? I just wanted to show off. I had no idea you worked there. Come on, man, you're my big brother. No. I don't think so. We don't want people like you working with us. Please, I'm sorry. This is all I got now. If I don't get this, I'll be out of a job. I'm not helping you. If you want the job, ace the interview. Good luck. You're a smart kid, right? I'm sure you'll do fine. Hold on, please! But I ignored him and walked away. A few days later, I heard Masaki ditched the interview. He didn't even show up. He probably thought I talked to head of HR or something. The HR manager said he didn't even call. I apologized on his behalf. Looks like he was out of a job now. He sent me a bunch of emails saying this was my fault, but I just ignored him. A few years later, Masaki started his own business. Not sure what his company did, but I didn't really care. Grandma told me that his parents invested most of their savings to his company, but it didn't even last a year. By the end, Masaki was up to his neck in debt, and his parents were really disappointed. He couldn't take it anymore, so he ran off, never to be seen again. Then, my parents called. Keiichi! Please lend us some money!
Yeah, our roof has a hole in it, but we don't have any money to fix it.
Seriously? You haven't called me in years, and now you want money? Pathetic. Shut up! We're your parents!
Yeah, we raised you.
It's the least you can do! Give us the money! You didn't raise me. Grandma and Grandpa did. Don't ever call me again. They got a divorce after that. This is all your fault! You raised him wrong!
You were the one who spoiled Masaki.
They had nothing now, and they were constantly fighting. It was probably for the best. Mom went back to her parents' house, but her brother lived there with his family, and it was kinda awkward for her.
Keiichi, can I come live with you? I'll cook for you.
She left me a voicemail one day. I just deleted it and blocked her number. Dad now lived in the house by himself. He tried to fix the roof himself, but fell off and got hospitalized. Oh well, not my problem. As for me, I had everything going for me. Business was better than ever. I loved my work, and I got to spend a lot of time with my grandparents. Just glad that everything worked out.
I'm Kazuki Nishikido. I grew up with my loving parents and my little sister Ayane. But when I was in 9th grade, Dad passed away due to an illness. Money was tight, and Mom's salary wasn't enough to put food on the table. I was thinking about going to high school, but I decided to get a job instead and started working right after graduating from middle school. I was really looking forward to high school, but I wanted my little sister to get a good education, so I worked really hard. She got into a really good school and landed a great job. I was so proud of her. Then one day, she called us up and said,
Hey, my boyfriend asked me to marry him.
"Oh yeah? That's great!"
Oh, Ayane, I'm so happy for you.
It was such great news. His name was Seiji Kawana. He was from a good family. He graduated from one of the best schools in the country. He had a bright future ahead of him.
I want to introduce him to you. How about dinner next week?
Of course, sis! Can't wait to meet him!
Yeah. All right then, I'll set it up. Thanks, guys.
Then a week later, "Hello, I'm Seiji Kawana. It's so nice to meet you both. Thank you for making time for us today.
Hello, I'm Kaori.
I'm Kazuki." We met them at a restaurant. Seiji seemed like a really nice guy, and the food was delicious. They both looked really happy. I was so happy for both of them. "So, what college did you go to?" "Oh, I didn't go to college." "Oh, I see. What high school then?" "Actually, I didn't even graduate high school, so..." "What?"
Yeah, he got a job right after middle school to provide for us.
"Oh."
What's the matter? Everything okay?
"Oh, nothing. What did you do for work then?" "Oh, it's a long story, but I don't really work right now." "What?" Clearly he was upset. Everything okay?"
Hey, about the wedding venue.
"Oh, right. What was that about?" I was a bit worried, but he didn't say anything after that, so... A few hours later, we were getting ready to leave. Mom and Ayane got up to go to the ladies' room. But then, "It was really nice meeting you, and the food was delicious." "Hey, you don't have to come to the wedding if you're busy and stuff." "Huh?" "My family will be there. And my bosses will be there too, so I'm just saying." "Oh, no worries. I'll be on my best behavior." Mom, she might cry like a baby, so just a heads up.
Sorry to keep you guys waiting. Let's go.
And so the dinner was over. The wedding was just a few months away. A few weeks later, we all went to say hello to his parents. Things were getting pretty busy with wedding preparations. We helped out whenever we could. Then the big day was finally here. I got there a bit early. As I was walking around the venue, I ran into Seiji. "Hey, Seiji! It's so good to see you!" "Oh, you came." "Huh? Yeah. I got an invitation and I'm her brother. I told her not to, but Ayane sent the invitation anyways. I didn't want you to come. I couldn't understand what he was saying to me at first. Then he came closer and whispered to me. Look, everyone in my family went to Ivy League schools. You didn't even go to high school. What's your point? How dumb are you? Take a hint. I'm saying you don't belong here, okay? What? He glared at me with a smirk on his face. Why was he being such a jerk? I raised my voice at him. So what? You're marrying Ayane, not me. She graduated from a really good school. What's the problem here? You just don't get it, do you? You're gonna be my brother-in-law, but I can't be affiliated with someone like you. And my grandfather, he's a professor at T University. If he found out about you, I don't know what he's gonna do. Wait, T University? You mean... Look, can you just leave, please? What? But this is my little sister's wedding. Look, it's not just the level of your education. You don't even have a job, right? What? No, You're not welcome here, okay? You'll just embarrass us. Do you really want to embarrass your sister in front of her guests? Come on, get out of here. Go on! Fine, I guess I'm not wanted here. Fine, I'm going. Here's your money. Ha! Good. Don't come back. I didn't even feel like talking to him anymore. I wanted to be there for my sister's big day, but I just wanted to get away from him.
Hey, where are you going?
Oh, Ayane. I'm sorry, but I gotta go.
What? Why?
I didn't even go to high school, so I'm not welcome here.
What? Who told you that?
Seiji.
What?
Ayane went to talk to Seiji right away.
Is that true? What's your problem?
Seriously? Just forget about him, okay? We don't need people like him in our lives. You should have told me about your brother beforehand. Then this could have been avoided.
What? You're serious? My brother is...
Just tell him to leave. He's a dropout. But Sorry I'm late. Then this old guy walked into the room. It was Seiji's grandfather. Then he looked over at me and said, Huh? Kazuki? It is you! Professor Kawana! Huh? You know him? Yeah. He's one of my students. What are the odds, huh? Yeah. It's so good to see you. Wait, what? Hold on. I'm in college right now. Huh? 5 years ago, I went to night school to get my GED. After that, I studied like crazy and got into T University. I was a senior now, and his grandfather was a professor there. Actually, technically he was retired, so he wasn't a professor. But he loved to teach, so he came to our school from time to time. So in a year, I'll be graduating from T University. What college did you go to? Wait, He went to a private school outside the city. As a kid, he didn't get good grades, so I guess school wasn't his thing. Oh, I see. Interesting. Shut up! You're still unemployed? How old are you anyways? Oh, about that? Hello, everyone! Good to see you all! Before I could finish my sentence, people from his company walked in. Ayane met him through work, so there were a lot of people from their workplace. Sir, thanks for coming! Of course! Congratulations, you two! Hey, say hello! Kazuki, long time no see! Hello, sir! How have you been? Huh? You know him? You didn't know? He's one of our marketing consultants. He's a brilliant young man. Thank you, sir. Wait, I thought you didn't work. I was a web marketing consultant. I started my own business a few years ago. I specialize in social media, and I'm currently studying marketing theory in college. I shut down the business temporarily to work on my thesis, but after I'm done, I'm gonna go back to running my own business. No! Kazuki, I can't wait to catch up with you. Oh yeah, but I got kicked out. I gotta go. Huh? Why? You're the bride's brother. I know, but Seiji doesn't want me here because I don't have a college degree. What? Seriously? What's wrong with you? His face turned blue. He couldn't even talk anymore. I told them everything he told me. Everyone was disgusted with him. So yeah, he doesn't want me here, so I'm going. It's not like that! I'm leaving too, then! Me too? What? People from his work started leaving. You think it's okay to judge people based on their level of education? You should be ashamed of yourself. And we owe much of our success to his market analysis. And now you're telling him to leave? I'm disappointed in you. Turns out his boss didn't go to college either, but he worked his ass off for years and climbed up the corporate ladder. No wonder he was upset. And the other employees seemed upset too. They were all disgusted with him. Seiji, what have you done? Yikes! His parents heard what happened and came over. They all started yelling at him. Turns out he's been doing this ever since he was a kid. He loved to look down on people.
Why, you were never like this in front of me.
I'm so sorry, Ayane. He's a good liar, I guess. He was polite and nice to people he looked up to, but he treated everyone else like crap. How many times have we been through this? I told you if you did this kind of thing again, you are out of the family. I've had enough. Get out. You're an embarrassment to the family. Wait, no, please, Dad. Ayane, say something.
Yeah, right. I'm done with you. Get out of here.
Wait.
My brother provided for me all these years. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. How dare you disrespect him like that? Get out of my life.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Don't apologize to me.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't even feel like talking to him, so I didn't say anything. So the wedding ceremony was canceled. But the food was already ready, so we all went out to the dining hall for the reception. Seiji went around apologizing to his guests. But what's done is done. Everyone just ignored him. Anyways, you really helped out our business, Kazuki. Got any advice for us? Well, these days everyone posts everything online. So if one of your employees is up to no good, it might end up hurting the company's reputation. Why not conduct an anonymous survey to make sure there aren't any employees like that? Ah, sounds like a good idea. I'll definitely try that. Thank you. Of course, sir. Take good care of my sister, please. Of course. And so the reception was over. Then a few months later, the marriage was called off. She was really upset at first, but she got over it pretty quickly. Thank goodness. As for Seiji, he got fired. It wasn't the wedding that sealed the deal, though. It was the anonymous survey. Turns out he was harassing the other employees on a daily basis. So he lost his job and his family disowned him. He had nothing now. He tried to get a new job, but that didn't go so well either. I heard he works some dead-end job now for minimum wage. Sucks to be him, but oh well. As for me, I finally graduated college. But a degree is just a piece of paper. The most important thing is your willingness to keep learning. Anyways, glad everything worked out. Time to get back to work.
I'm Yusuke Shimada. After college, I started working at this big tech firm. Work was tough, but rewarding. After a few years, my friends from college were starting to get married. I was still single, so I decided to go to one of those matchmaking parties. That's where I met Akemi. She was really fun to be with. We hit it off. We became good friends, and went on a few dates after that.
I gotta tell you something. I have a daughter. I was married once.
She had a 10-year-old daughter named Natsuki. Fine by me. Growing up, I didn't have a father either. My mom raised me single-handedly, so I knew raising a child on your own wasn't easy.
You sure? It's okay if you don't want to be with me.
What? Don't say that! You should be proud of yourself, Akemi. I really liked her, and I wanted to help.
Well, thank you for saying that.
So we started going out. I really loved her. Soon, I started thinking about popping the question, but if I wanted to marry her, I had to get her daughter's blessing too. I still remember the day when I first met her daughter. Hello there.
She's shy.
I'm Yusuke Shimada. I'm dating your mother, and I want to start a new family with you two. I know it's a lot to process, and it might take some time to get used to it, but I'll do everything I can to be a good father and a good husband. Will you give us your blessing?
Okay.
It's a lot to lay on a kid. It'll take some time for her to let me in. A few weeks later, we got married. Now I had a wife and a daughter. I loved having a family. Akemi got a part-time job at a nearby department store. We helped each other out. Life was good. But Natsuki, she was still processing all of this. So how was school, Natsuki? You make new friends?
Yeah?
If you need help with anything, just ask, okay? I'm here for you.
Okay. Good night, Mr. Shimada.
She still didn't call me by my first name. She was almost a teenager. This couldn't be easy on her. I had to be patient. I decided to give her some space. She'd come around. But then, a few months later, one of our rival companies started taking our business, and our company started laying people off, and I was one of the unlucky ones. Now I was out of a job. I started looking for a new job, but the economy was tough. Getting a job wasn't that easy. I gotta put food on the table for my family. It was gonna take me some time to get a stable job. So I started working as a security guard in the meantime to pay the bills. But then,
This is it?
I'm sorry.
This is nowhere near enough. Ugh, good thing I work too. You're pathetic.
Akemi was really upset about all this. She wasn't like this before. She started yelling at me almost every day. She started working more hours to make ends meet. She no longer had time to do things around the house.
This is embarrassing. Right, Natsuki? He said he'll do his best to be a good father to you. This must be embarrassing for him.
She did have a point, though. I was ashamed of myself. Natsuki probably hated me by now. I kept trying to get a stable and better paying job, but it was rough out there. I worked 7 days a week. I barely had time to look for a new job. And Natsuki? She still didn't let me in. Natsuki? Want some snacks?
Just leave them there.
She was studying for high school entrance exams now. She stayed up late hitting the books. I just wanted to do everything I could to help out. That was all. Don't stay up too late, okay?
Okay.
Well, I'll leave you to it. I'm rooting for you. I could barely hold a conversation with her, but I just had to be patient. But then one day, I got a call from Natsuki's school. What? You serious? Natsuki passed out during PE. The teacher said it was just a light case of anemia, but she wanted her to take the rest of the day off, just in case.
And I called your wife too, but she's not picking up.
Oh, I think she's working.
I thought so too, but not sure I should tell you this, but
The teacher said something strange. What? It can't be! I was shocked and really confused, but I couldn't just stand there and do nothing. I told my boss what happened and headed over to the school. Natsuki was in the nurse's office. She looked much better. They asked me to take her home. She needed to rest.
I'm sorry. I know you were working.
Don't apologize. I'm your dad. This is what dads do. And listen, we may not be related by blood, but you're still my daughter, okay? I care about you. Just remember that. Oh, hey. Did Mom get a new job or something? Your teacher said something really weird to me on the phone. Natsuki? What's wrong? Did I say something to upset her? I pulled over and waited for her to stop crying. Then slowly, she started talking to me. What?
I'm sorry, I never told you.
I couldn't believe what I was hearing. A month later, Natsuki got into her first choice school. Her hard work finally paid off. Graduation was in a few weeks. Akemi, on the other hand, she was almost never home. She stopped doing housework altogether. She said she was out working. Then it was the night before graduation. I took the day off. I was really excited about my daughter's big day, but then...
Wow, wait. You're coming too?
Huh? Yeah, why not?
You're kidding me, right? No way. You're a security guard. You'll just embarrass us. Don't come.
But I'm her father.
Father? That's a good one. She still calls you by your last name. Natsuki, you want him coming to your graduation? No, right? See? She doesn't want you there. You'll just embarrass her. You should be ashamed of yourself. I should have never married you.
What? She didn't even say anything!
She doesn't have to. Look at her. She's upset. I can tell I am her real mother, okay? I can read her like a book. Huh, that's what I thought. If you want to come, start by getting a better job. Something has to change.
You're right.
Huh?
Something has to change. For starters, I'm leaving you.
What? What do you mean?
I know you're cheating on me.
What? No,
And you quit your job a while ago.
What? No!
Stop lying. I know everything already. I hired a PI to look into Akemi. She was cheating on me all this time. I had more than enough evidence against her. She was dating this young guy she met at her old workplace. She didn't want her colleagues to find out about the affair, so they both quit.
Those are all lies! You've got no proof!
Actually, I do. Want to see the pictures and hear the voice recordings?
What?
Hold on. Here. I grabbed my phone and played one of the recordings.
I had so much fun today. Oh, I love you. Ah, it's fine. Nobody's home right now.
Her face turned blue. Want me to keep going?
You little... You bugged me? How dare you?
Actually, Natsuki recorded it for me.
What?
That's right. It was Natsuki who told me about Akemi's affair. That day in the car when she started crying, that's when she told me. After she stopped crying, we drove home and she told me everything.
I am so sorry about everything.
Huh?
You're really nice to me and I really appreciate it. I know you work really hard for us. I know you care about me. When I first met you, I knew I could trust you, but I'm not very good at talking to people and all the guys Mom used to date, they were all jerks, so that's why I had trouble letting you in.
I had no idea. I thought she didn't like me or something, but I had it all wrong. And this was mostly her mother's fault. Whenever Natsuki tried to share an opinion, Akemi stopped her. That's why she wasn't very good at talking to people.
You're a really good person, and you work so hard for us, but I can't stand to see you like this anymore. She doesn't deserve you.
Thank you, Natsuki, but, what do you mean by that?
Mom, she's cheating on you.
What? Then she played the recording. When I worked the night shifts, she talked to her boyfriend on the phone all night long.
I've been meaning to tell you, but I wasn't sure. Because if you two get a divorce, I'll just end up with her again, and I didn't want that.
You don't?
No, I don't want to live with her anymore.
Natsuki, thank you for telling me. I'll take care of this, okay? You've got nothing to worry about.
But if you get a divorce...
No worries. I told you. I'm your father, okay? I'm not leaving you.
Really?
Yes, really. So I hired a lawyer and started preparing my case.
No.
Do you have any idea what you put her through? Huh?
But I thought she was fast asleep. You know nothing about me. Huh? I don't go to sleep that early. I've been staying up late every night studying. But you talk so loud. It was really annoying. What? Dad cared about me, but not you. You can't talk to him like that. You're the one that should be ashamed. What? I'm your mother. Your real mother. Don't talk to me like that. So what? You know nothing about me. You don't care at all.
Natsuki kept yelling at her. Akemi was speechless. I don't think she was done yet, but I had to step in. She was really upset. All right, Natsuki. It's a bit early, but you good to go?
Yeah. What's going on?
We were gonna wait until the graduation was over, but Akemi, I want a divorce. And I'm taking Natsuki with me.
What? No way! She's my daughter! You might be my mother, but I don't want to live with you anymore. What? You can't be serious. He's a loser. He can't even provide for us. Stop calling him that. He's working day after day to put food on the table for us. And you don't even work. You're the loser, not him. What?
Look, if you want to take this to court, fine. But I'm leaving you, and Natsuki is coming with me. Whether you like it or not.
Ugh, screw you! You two are gonna regret this.
Akemi turned around and ran out of the house. She was probably gonna go to her boyfriend's house. Whatever. She wasn't my problem anymore. Your graduation ceremony is tomorrow, though. You sure you don't want her there? She is your mother.
Nope. As long as you're there, I'll be fine.
Of course. I'll be there. It was just us now. It was up to me to protect her. A few days later, we all had a meeting with our lawyers present. I sued Akemi for damages and requested custody of Natsuki. Natsuki made it clear that she didn't want to live with Akemi anymore. And since she was 18 now, that was more than enough for them to grant me custody. And I had more than enough evidence against Akemi. She had to pay me for damages as well. A few weeks later, the divorce was finalized. I got everything I wanted. I was just glad that it was all over. But for Akemi, things were about to get much worse. Turns out, she never told her boyfriend that she was married. And when he found out about this, he left her and sued her for damages. She went crying to her parents, but they disowned her. Not sure what happened to her after that, but not my problem anymore. Oh, and I finally got a stable job. I had a strong background in IT, so that helped. And after a long day at work...
Hey, Dad! Dinner's ready!
Ah! Thanks, Natsuki. My daughter cooked delicious meals for me every night. After the divorce, Natsuki started feeling much better. She was the sweetest girl ever. She was only like that because of her mother. I'm just glad she's out of our lives. She was growing up so fast. She'll probably get married and start a family of her own soon. Well, until then, I'm gonna do everything I can to be the best father I can be.
My name is Kotaro Sakuragi. I live with my daughter, Mio. When Mio was about 1 year old, my wife had an affair and left the house.
I can't deal with this stupid child anymore. You raise her yourself.
She left very little money for child support. I didn't want to deal with her, and Mio didn't want to try to meet her mother, so after we divorced, I hadn't talked to her since. From what I heard, she was dumped by her partner and has been living a pretty terrible life. I didn't really care. Luckily, my parents helped me out, and Mio was an easy child, so it wasn't too difficult raising her.
Daddy, look! Sakura!
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it?
I want to look at the flowers with Grandpa.
Yeah, let's see if they're interested, huh?
Yeah!
Mio is going to be an elementary schooler this year. Oh, she was so honest and cute. I hope she continued to grow this way.
Oh, you're coming tomorrow to open house, right?
Yeah, of course.
Hey, I'm going to be reading the language arts textbook tomorrow. Also, I'm practicing the school song, so you have to listen carefully, okay?
Yeah, I'll be looking forward to it. The next day, I took off work during the afternoon to go check on my daughter. She seemed to be really enjoying her class. She read her textbook perfectly, and I just couldn't believe it. She's grown up so fast. I was teary-eyed. After class, someone came out of the nurse's office to talk to me.
Sakuragi, right? You remember me?
When I turned around, a beautiful woman was standing there, and I was a little surprised at first, but... wait. Are you Ono-san?
Yeah, you remember me, huh? It's been since middle school, right?
Her name was Tomoko Ono. She was a classmate of mine from middle school. She's beautiful and smart, so she was on the school council as well. During middle school, we didn't speak much, so honestly, I was surprised that she spoke to me. I was even more surprised to learn that her son, Ada, was in my daughter's class as well.
I saw Sakuragi on the list of names, so I thought maybe, but...
Huh, what a coincidence, huh?
Is that your daughter?
Yeah, her name is Mio.
She's so cute. She was really good at reading and singing too.
Thank you. Your son seems to have taken after you and seems smart.
Oh, come on. I'm not that good of a parent.
She looked the same when smiling from when she was in middle school, and I was honestly pretty nostalgic. After the open house, we were both assigned to help out with the summer festival. She asked me for my contact info, so I said sure. We started talking to each other a little more.
I bought some tickets to the botanical garden. Ita was wondering if Mio could go with him. What do you think?
Of course, that would be great. I'll drive.
Thank you. I'll make us bento.
Tomoko was bright and kind, just like when she was a student. I wonder if her son took after her. He was also calm and kind.
There are so many butterflies.
This is a common blue bottle. It's got a really brilliant blue line on its wings.
You know a lot about butterflies, huh?
I learned from an encyclopedia. Look, there's an eastern pale clouded yellow.
He's really smart, just like you, huh? He must be scoring hundreds every test. She's always saying he's really smart.
Ita is always so hardworking, so recently he's been helping around the house with cooking and cleaning.
He's kind too, huh?
Yeah, I'm always glad that Ita was around. If he wasn't around, I don't think I would be here.
Tomoko got a divorce because her husband cheated and she's raising him all on her own now. When they were getting a divorce, it was pretty gruesome. Apparently, he left without leaving any damage money or child support.
It's been 5 years since we got a divorce though, so I'm not worried.
She smiled, but I knew what it was like to be cheated on. I knew it wasn't something you just forgot. I saw Ada being raised by Tomoko working hard, and I started falling for her. Apparently, she also started falling for me. A few months later, Mio told me that Ada had taken off because he had the flu, and I was worried, so I went to her house to drop off some better soon gifts. Are you okay? Did you catch it too?
Seems like it. But I can't really drive like this, you know?
I'll send you two off to the hospital. Has Ada's fever gone down?
Yeah, he's fine now.
Then I'll take care of him. You rest after we go to the hospital.
Thank you. Sorry for the trouble.
What are you talking about? We gotta help each other out, right? About a week after that, Tomoko recovered and thanked me.
If you want, could we go out? With remarrying in mind?
She asked me out. I was so happy that I didn't even think twice. Really? Oh, I'm so glad. I immediately responded. That's how we started dating. Are you sure you're okay with a guy like me? You used to be someone that was out of everyone's league in school.
Are you still saying that? I love that you're so kind, but don't talk yourself down.
Oh, yeah. If you chose me, then I should be confident. We were talking about when we would tell the kids, but Ada was clever. He noticed that we were much closer than before, and one day, out of the blue...
Do you like Mommy?
Huh? Oh, yeah. I'm going out with her.
What? You're lovey-dovey with Data's Mommy?
Come on, Mio. Where did you learn that?
Are you going to marry Mommy?
Mary? I'd be so happy if she was my mommy.
Oh, we don't know yet, but I hope one day. Tomoko was so cute, blushing right next to me. But for some reason, Ada looked afraid. Maybe he didn't like me? Maybe he thinks I'm gonna take his mother from him? But I didn't remember doing anything like that. The next time, Ada-kun gave me something.
Here's a present for you.
A small box.
It's your birthday, right? Mommy told me. I didn't give it to you or anything, so...
Thank you. Can I open it?
No, I'm shy, so open it when you're at home.
Okay, thank you. When I opened the box at home... Huh? There was a memo that said, "Do not marry my mommy." He did seem upset when he talked about the marriage, so maybe he didn't want us to get married? I was a little shocked by the memo, but I figured I'd try to talk to him. He was in the first grade, but he was clever. I'm sure he did this because he couldn't talk about it in front of his mother. Luckily, the chance arrived shortly after.
Sorry, I gotta go to work on Saturday. Can we move the park thing to another day?
Okay, what about Ada? Is he going to stay at home?
I'm going to give him to my parents.
Oh, I'll look after him. Mia wants to play with him too. He can do his homework here too.
Thank you. Okay then.
That Saturday, Ada showed up and I asked him about the note when Mia was playing games. I read this. Is there a reason you don't want me marrying your mommy? Can you tell me why? He started telling me slowly.
If you and my mommy marry, then Mio and I are going to be siblings, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Then Mio would end up having to be bullied
Bullied? By who?
by Grandpa and Grandma.
Apparently, when Tomoko was at work, his grandparents look after him. They were pretty tough and scolded him strictly.
My daddy ran away with some other woman when I was young, but my grandparents tell me that since I had this piece of crap blood, I'm going to grow up to be a piece of crap too. So I needed to study and be smart.
They weren't only forcing him to study, they didn't like his behavior, so they would lock him in the closet or not feed him. Did you tell mommy that?
No, they said that bad kids who tell their mommies will be thrown under the bridge.
I see. Thank you so much for telling me, buddy. You were so brave. Don't worry a thing. I'll protect you from them now. That night, I told Tomoko everything about what happened. She was shocked.
My dad and mom?
She had no idea.
I'm going to talk to my parents.
You want me to go?
It's okay. I'll tell them.
Later on, the argument was quite heated apparently. We're doing this for him!
You shouldn't complain since you're leaving him to us.
They were furious. She said back,
I appreciate your help for taking him in, but if you're going to make him suffer, I'm never leaving him here again.
She started claiming that she would never leave him in their presence again.
I didn't notice that Eita was being bullied. I'm the worst.
It's okay. I'm sure he's as kind and honest as he is because you've raised him well.
Kotaro.
I'm going to earn all the money from now on, so you just stay at home and look after the kids.
Huh?
Let's get married. I will make sure you're happy.
Thank you. Yes.
Tomoko had quite a few responsibilities at work, so she couldn't just quit immediately. But while she was working, I would look after the kids so they would never be with his grandparents. All right, we're married now.
Yeah, I love you.
Love you too. Tomoko retired and we got married that same month. She was a stay-at-home mom for a while, but eventually,
I need to do something or I'm going to lose it.
she started working from home while taking care of things around the house. I've been doing well since, thanks to her.
Daddy, look! I won in one of the essay contests!
Wow, Ada, look at you go!
I make cookies with mommy. Can you eat some, Daddy?
Yeah, it's so good. Great job.
You're not going to be able to eat dinner. I made stew for us.
I love stew!
Me too. Let's eat, come on. Make it extra for me.
I'd like extra for me.
You guys eat so much.
The first marriage ended horribly, but I was going to protect this peaceful family at all costs. Oh yeah, the old people who were being mean to Ada? Apparently, rumors spread somehow of them bullying their grandchild, and the neighbors are all talking bad about them.
Ono-san's child never comes around anymore. Oh, didn't you know? They bully their grandchild so they never come anymore.
Oh my gosh, that yelling was directed towards our grandkids?
Yeah, apparently their daughter got tired of it and stopped coming, so they live a lonely and sad life.
Oh my, I would never want to live my days out all alone and sad.
Seriously, how pitiful.
According to Tomoko, the two really cared about how people viewed them, so they must be feeling it right now with the whole neighborhood staring down at them. They bullied this adorable child. Serves them right. By the way, my parents are happy that we're married. They take great care of our kids. I'm going to repay them for all the help while also working hard for my family.
I'm Tomoyuki Ogata. I'm 29. I work as a web designer. I made websites and landing pages for various companies. I was an assistant director. My job was to help out the director in our day-to-day operations. This is Mr. Doi, the director. He was 2 years older than me. He was a big guy, and he was really loud. Ogata! How's the website for Manbako coming? Almost done! You're still not finished? I told you to finish it before noon! Sorry, something came up this morning and... Stop making excuses! I'm sorry. He was always yelling at me like this. He was only 2 years older than me, and we started working here around the same time, so why was he the director? Well, he was really good at sucking up to the higher-ups. He wasn't very good at his job, though. He always made the others do the heavy lifting for him. But the bosses liked him a lot. They promoted him to director about a year ago. And the clients loved him. He was always getting us new projects to work on, even though he wasn't a salesman. That's fine and all, but the deadlines were always so short. Sir, we can't finish this on time. We already have enough on our plate.
I already told them we'd get it done, though. Figure it out.
But
Get to work, now! If you got a problem, you're off the team!
I wanted to be the director someday, so I had to tough it out. After that, we had to pull several all-nighters to meet the deadline. Finally, we're done. Yeah, I'm exhausted. Let's go home. But then, just as we were getting ready to go home...
Let's go celebrate!
Seriously? I just want to go to bed already! Doi's parents owned this fancy Italian restaurant nearby. He always took us there for drinks and dinner. But the thing is, the food there wasn't very good.
This is so oily. I'm gonna throw up!
We all hated the food there. It was disgusting. But Doi said,
Pretty good, right? This place is really expensive, you know.
And the worst part was, he didn't even pay for us. My money. He said his parents gave us a discount, but it was pretty expensive to begin with. I hated this place, as did all my colleagues. A few days later, my colleague came up to me and asked me about my parents' sushi restaurant. You told me a while ago, remember? We ate there after meeting with a client or something. My parents owned a sushi restaurant. My uncle was a fisherman, so they got all the best ingredients. It was a pretty famous restaurant in town. Anyways, I want to take my girlfriend there. She likes sushi, so is that okay? Of course, I said to him. But then...
Oh, so your parents own a restaurant as well?
Doi snuck up on us.
What kind of restaurant? Is it better than my family's?
He snickered at me. It was a very high-end restaurant, but I didn't want to say anything to him. So I just said, no, it's just an ordinary restaurant. It's nothing compared to your parents' place. I wanted nothing to do with him. He stared at me in silence for a few seconds, then said,
Ha 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 ha! That's what I thought!
Then he walked away. Phew, that was a close one. But it wasn't over. In fact, things were about to get much worse. 3 days later, our boss called a meeting, and to my surprise, he made me the director!
Manba Food Co. is renewing their website. I'm putting you in charge, Ogata.
What? Me? Doi got up and raised his voice.
Why him? Why not me?
Ogata has been doing well. I think he's ready.
What about me?
You still have other projects, Doi. Keep working on them. Good luck, Ogata. Thank you, sir! Finally, my boss gave me a chance. I was sick of working under Doi. I was gonna do my best. Doi kept complaining, but I just ignored him. I got all the members together and got to work. Now that I was in charge, there was a lot of pressure. But not having to deal with Doi was a nice change. And I think my colleagues felt the same way. You're a much better director than Doi.
Yeah, Doi was so arrogant and stubborn, and he always makes us do the heavy lifting.
Yeah, but you're different. You listen to us. You're a much better leader than he is. Really? Thanks. It was a challenge, but I was really enjoying it. 2 months later, the project was almost finished. But then...
How's it going?
Oh, Mr. Doi. Good.
Oh yeah? Good to hear. If all goes well, I'll buy you guys dinner.
What?
Let's celebrate. I know. We can have the party at your parents' place.
Sure. I guess. Why, though? I thought he'd take us to his parents' place. I was planning to host the party at my parents' place anyways, so I called them up and made a reservation. Alright, we're almost done. But then something happened. In one of our last meetings, our client said something unexpected.
You know those AI chatbots that answer questions for you on a website?
Yeah. What about them?
I want that for our website too!
We already had a code for that, so it wasn't that difficult. But then, Mr. Oyama, the CEO of the company, he wanted all kinds of new features for his AI bot. Customizing an AI chatbot takes a lot of time. I don't think he realizes that. I wasn't sure if I could finish all that by the deadline, so I decided to consult with my boss. So yeah, he wants an AI chatbot on his website, and he wants a lot of new features.
I see.
But there's no way we can finish all that by the deadline. If he wants the AI chatbot, he needs to give us more time. If he can't do that, then we just have to say no. My boss didn't look happy.
I hear what you're saying, but they're one of our biggest accounts, and Mr. Oyama is very short-tempered. If we say no to him, he might cancel our contract. Oh, before you started working here, something similar happened, and we almost lost their business.
So what should I do?
I'm really sorry to say this, but you have to figure something out.
What?! I tried to convince him that it wasn't possible, but my boss didn't listen to me. Manba Food Co. was one of our biggest accounts. He said if I messed this up, my career was over. I had no choice. I went back to my desk and told my colleagues what happened. They were all devastated. We just didn't have enough time, but the manager already told Mr. Oyama that we'd figure it out, so we had no choice. We worked late every day to meet the deadline. Sometimes we had to pull all-nighters. I'm really sorry about this, guys. I tried to say no, but... It's fine! Come on! Focus! We don't have a lot of time! Right. Sorry. The deadline was in a week. We had to work on weekends, too. Then... Done! Yes! We did it! We were able to finish the website just in time, and Mr. Oyama loved it. My boss was very pleased. Phew! Glad that's over with. So I gathered my stuff and left the office. I was exhausted. I wanted to go home, but my colleagues and I were having dinner at my parents' restaurant tonight. Doi said he was going to pay for everything. They were all waiting for me there. Is everyone here already? This was all my fault. I put them through a lot. Hope they're not mad at me. I arrived at the restaurant, but then, just as I was about to open the door... Oh, it's Doi. What does he want? Hello?
You at the restaurant?
Yeah, I just got here. Why?
Nobody's there.
Huh?
I canceled the reservation. You're the only one there.
What do you mean?
Your colleagues were all pissed at you. They said you were a terrible leader. They all went home.
What? Seriously? I opened the door. Ogata, there you are.
Finally! Come sit down!
Yeah, let's eat. I'm starving. They were all there. Why did Doi lie like that? Was he trying to scare me? We're gonna start eating. You should come too. Bye.
Wait, what? Hold on! I told them not to go! Hey!
I didn't want to talk to him anymore, so I just hung up. Turns out Doi called them and told them not to show up. I think he was trying to get you back or something. Yeah, he's pathetic. Why did he think that we'd listen to him? Oh, and hey, we talked to the manager. We told him to make the director for all future projects. Yeah, you're a great leader.
I agree. I hate working with Mr. Doi.
Thank you, everyone. We all had a great time that night. Doi said he was going to pay for everything, but he never showed up. I'm glad he didn't, though. He would have just ruined it for everyone. After that, the manager put me in charge of all future projects. Doi was pissed. He was under a lot of stress. Things weren't looking good for him. Then one day, he got in a fight with one of his clients, and things got violent. And when the manager found out, he got a demotion. He lost everything. His career was over. A few months later, he quit. On his way out, he said to us,
I'm gonna take over the family business! I'm gonna be the next CEO! Screw you guys!
So he went crying back to his parents. He took over the family business like he said, but he treated his employees like crap. They started quitting one after another. One day, we looked up his restaurant online and the reviews were terrible. Sucks for him, but oh well. The restaurant didn't even last a year under his management. As for me, I had everything going for me. It was so nice not having to deal with Doi anymore. And I think my colleagues felt the same way. Work was tough, but very rewarding. And I had amazing colleagues I could count on. Glad everything worked out. Time to get back to work.
My father was weak, and he often had health problems. I don't remember much about my father because I was very young, but I just remember that he was kind and I loved him. But when I was 3, he got sick and passed away. Yuki, from today on, this is your new father. Soon after, my mother remarried. I think my father treated me well in the beginning. My attitude towards the marriage changed after my sister Haruka was born.
Haruka is so cute.
Haruka is so cute, just like her daddy. Mom, I drew a picture. Oh. As a child, I felt the difference in the love my parents poured onto me. I could only watch from the corner of the room as my younger sister was loved by both of them. It was uncomfortable for me to be the only one who was treated ill. Haruka's still a baby, and I'm her big sister. In a little while, she'll be a kind mom again. I spent my days telling myself. But the situation didn't change. In fact, it only got worse. Yay! Santa Claus is here! I wonder what it is! Birthday and Christmas presents for me were crude. Well, Haruka got expensive things like games and toys. One time, I was sent out in the rain, alone, to do the shopping because Haruka caught a cold. I live in a reasonably rural area, and even the nearest supermarket is a 2-hour round trip by a child's foot. There was a storm on the way home, and although I managed to get home with the help of a stranger on the way, the next day I got a fever and had to stay in bed. I kept living like that, and finally I was in high school. I was in a high school where part-time jobs were allowed, so I worked part-time to earn pocket money. But even then, I had to give half of it to my father for living expenses. Dad, I want these clothes.
Alright, Haruka's cute, so I'll buy you anything you want.
Yay! As usual, my parents bought anything for Haruka. Haruka, who was selfish, had high self-esteem, so she was always full of confidence. Look! I got scouted on the street!
Wow, that's amazing!
I've actually always wanted to be a model. Unlike my sister, I'm cute, so I think I'm suited for it. The 3 of them got so excited. Eventually, she auditioned later and passed audition. But to her surprise, the monthly lesson fee was 100,000 yen. They also had to make various other initial investments, such as affiliation fees and profile fees, and were even forced to buy beauty products when they passed the audition. But she wasn't able to make her debut even after many months. By the time our parents realized it was a scam, the agency had disappeared. Honey, another reminder.
Damn it, why are we in this mess?
We can't pay back 2 million all of a sudden. What are we gonna do with this debt?
Well, listen, I have a good idea.
A few days later, when I came home from school, my mother greeted me with a smile. We have a visitor for you today. A visitor? I was pushed along and entered the living room when I saw my father and 2 men I had never seen before sitting together.
Oh, you must be Yuki.
Come on, say hello. He's your future husband. What? Not understanding why there was a sudden talk of marriage, the 2 men introduced themselves.
Hello, I'm Takahiko Tamiya, your future husband.
I am Takahiko's father. Wow, I heard you were 17 years old, but you look even younger in your uniform.
Yuki-san, you're very pretty.
The Tomiya family were a well-known landowner around here everybody knew about. The man I'm supposedly marrying is the landowner's son. Mom! Dad! Marriage all of a sudden. Explain to me what's going on.
Yuki, come here for a minute.
Once I was let out in the hallway and started talking, my father returned to his usual cold expression.
You don't know this because you're living so carefree, but we have Dad. If we don't do something, our whole family could end up on the streets. But we'll get by with the money they're giving us for the wedding. Listen, this marriage is gonna save our family.
Does that mean you're selling me for debt?
You got a bad mouth. Anyway, I won't forgive you if you do anything to break the deal.
I was speechless at the way I was treated.
Sorry to keep you waiting. No problem.
Am I really going to be this man's wife? Looking again, the landowner's son is a big, disheveled man with a lot of sweat soaking from his ripped shirt. It's over. If I refuse now, maybe I can break it off. But even if I did refuse, what would happen to me? Surely my parents would treat me even worse. And on top of that, the debt problem wasn't going away. So we might actually end up on the streets like my father said. Either way, it's hell. So it'd be better to just go along with it and leave this house.
Now that we've come to an agreement, why don't you move in together starting today? If you have a place to earn money, you can drop out of high school.
Right? If they have a place to live, that would be better. Fine. I'll go. They made me pack the bare minimum of luggage and put me in a chauffeur-driven car. Passing through the magnificent gate and past the large main house, we proceeded further through the spacious grounds and saw a newer house.
This house was built last year in anticipation of Takahiko's marriage. I thought he would find a partner by the time the house was built, but I didn't expect it to take this long. Well then, off you two go.
Well, shall we go inside?
Okay. I was urged to enter the house. It's really just the two of us now. I braced myself.
Yuki-san?
Yes?
I'm sorry for making you do this all of a sudden. By the way, we won't make you quit school, so just keep living how you normally would.
What?
Oh, right, now that you'll be living here, I'll have to give you a tour of the house.
Then, after a brief tour of the house, I was shown to a neat room that had been prepared for me.
This is your room. You can lock the door from the inside, so don't worry. If it worries you, I could have the locks changed next time. Well, I'm going to bed. Good night.
Good night. What is he trying to do? Is he trying to be nice to me at first so he can take me to rock bottom and toy with me later? But whatever happens, the bed, it's so warm. I fell asleep with a strangely peaceful feeling. The next day, and the day after that, not only did Takahiko-san not touch me, but we barely spoke. Then, I thought I would be made to do housework like a housekeeper. But we were to do our own housework separately. Me being here or not, it's no different. What does he want to do when we get married? As for me, I'm thankful, but I'm curious. I waited for Takahiko-san to come home to have a talk.
You're still awake, huh? What's wrong?
I realized after spending a few days in this house, but... Takahiko-san, you're avoiding me, aren't you? Why is that? What is the purpose of this marriage? When I questioned him, Takahiko scratched his head apologetically.
You're right, it must be weird. I'm sorry, I'll explain it properly. This marriage proposal was brought to me by your parents, but it's not like I want to marry you.
What do you mean?
The truth is, I've known for a while that you've been treated badly, so I wanted to help you. You may not remember, but years ago I saw you on a shopping trip on a day of heavy rain, and I felt sorry for you that you were still being treated the same way you were back then.
Heavy rain? Could it be? That was when I was in elementary school. I was sent shopping in the middle of a typhoon since my sister caught a cold. What should I do? Finally got here.
What's wrong? Are you lost?
I came to shop, but I lost some money. Mom's gonna be mad if I don't get the groceries.
Shopping? Alone on a typhoon day like this? You're still in elementary school, right?
I can't help it. I'm the older sister. I have to put up with it.
You seem to have your reasons. Are you sure your other siblings aren't the only ones being favoured? For example, you're the only one who doesn't get to have the things you want.
What? How do you know that?
Oh, I knew it. I'm the same. That's why I run away from home on rainy days. I help with your groceries. At least let me do these.
But are you sure?
That's okay. We're two strangers in a similar situation.
Thank you. I'm Yuki Mikami. And you?
I'm Takahiko. Nice to meet you.
And after that, the guy in a school uniform paid for my groceries and even gave me a cab ride home. How was you back then, Takahiko-san? I'm sorry, you look so different from back then.
You're right. I gained a lot of weight, so...
Can we continue the conversation we had that time? About you being treated badly too?
Yeah, it was a long time ago, but my mother hated me. Always comparing me behind me back to me brother, making me the only outcast. She did some horrible things to me that I can't even put into words. My father noticed this and they had a huge fight. Eventually, my father gave up on my mother and when she took my brother and left, that was the end of it.
Oh my gosh.
Enough about me. Anyway, I never thought I'd see you again like this, but I'm glad I could help you. I just wanted to get you away from those parents, so you don't have to marry me. You don't have to do anything about the house, and although it's a bit lonely, you can leave any time you want if you have somewhere to go. We were originally going to stay in a de facto marriage until graduation.
Can't believe that someone cares so much about me. I was so moved. I didn't know what to say except... Thank you. I could only bow my head. Of course, I didn't leave the house. On the contrary, I took the initiative to take care of the house and to actively engage in conversation. The more I got to know him, the kinder Takehiko-san was, and he would often compliment me. Takehiko-san is not a bad person. If this person, I might be able to start my life over. Just as I was thinking that, I received a sudden phone call from those parents.
Please, I need to borrow money. Your mother got sick and I need to pay a large sum for a surgery. Her life is in danger if she doesn't go through surgery, please.
What? All of a sudden, how much do you need?
$1 million?
I hate everyone in my family, including my mother. But when their life is in danger, I want to give them a hand. Maybe my father-in-law or Takehiko-san would give us some money if we ask. Still, $1 million is a lot of money. I have to ask, just to be sure. Which hospital? What kind of surgery? What's the name of the disease?
What? The Central Hospital. The name of the disease, is, what was it again?
My worries were wasted. Do you think I'm such an ignorant child that you can fool me with such blatant lie? Don't ever contact me again!
Wait, what about the money?
There's no way I'm transferring it! And I hung up the phone. I guess he was surprised at my first big show of a defiance, and he didn't call again. But one day, about 2 months later, my father called again.
Please, I need to borrow some money. I had a bad accident the other day, and the other driver ended up being the Yakuza. He wants $1.5 million for repairs, medical bills, and compensation. I can't run away now that I've already written a statement of intent, please!
Can't believe he's using the same tactics again. Does he think people are ATMs? I tried to hang up the phone in disgust, but this time he was more persistent.
I'm sorry about the other day, but this time it's the truth. If you don't lend me the money, we'll be out on the streets.
If you're gonna lie, come up with a better one. Bye.
Wait, can't you listen to your parents?
Parents? You treated me like an outcast all the time and come crying when you're in trouble. Do you have any idea how I've been feeling? I hope you at least end up on the streets. Although that's probably a lie too. If it was me previously, maybe I would have lent him money. But now it's different. I have Takehiko-san, who accepts me. So I'm not afraid anymore, no matter what my father says. He was still saying something, but I hung up the phone. He tried calling again and again after that, but I ignored them all. Then the calls just stopped coming. I happened to pass by my parents' house a while later. My parents' house was already vacant. According to the rumors I heard from the neighbors, the accident with the Yakuza cars was true. My parents who couldn't repay the loan quit their jobs and moved out of the house, and no one knows where they went after that. I wonder if they managed to escape. Meanwhile, our life is going well. As the months went by, we've gotten closer gradually, and now I'm completely in love with Takehiko-san. Took the initiative to improve his eating habits, and we started running together in the mornings. And within a year or so, he lost a lot of weight. I knew it.
What?
No, nothing. Just as I thought. Takehiko-san was a well-built, good-looking guy without the weight. Everything went according to plan. A few years later, became husband and wife. My relationship with my father-in-law is good, and we are living a life without any inconvenience. This marriage, which I thought was the beginning of a tragedy, turned out to be a happy one, because it was with Takehiko. My second life, filled with hope, has just begun. From now on, I would like to repay my gratitude to Takehiko.